Hey guys, hope y'all are doing great. Just want to do another video on another one of our vehicles in the family. This one is actually mine. It's a 1977 Suburban. It's been in our family for over 15 years. It's my first truck, and it's definitely a vehicle that I will never get rid of, and I'm probably going to give it to my son when he grows up too. We bought it originally all stock. It was rusted out. We did a lot of body work, a lot of rust patching. In the last few years, the back half has been repainted. You can probably tell the rust in the rear fender wells was really bad, so we cut out all the steel, had them redo all of that and spray it fresh so it looks great. Currently we're running a 4-inch all spring lift Skyacker. I've had it on for many years. It runs really well, rides great. Have a Dana 60 front out of a 1-ton Chevy, late 80s model. Kingpin Dana 60. Have 538 gears and a spool. Right now I'm running the stock steering setup, but in the shop I've recently purchased a crossover steering kit from Offroad Design that I'm going to install with a tool drive steering box, and going to buy that box pre-tapped so I can run hydraulic assist steering. Because with a spool in the front end, if you've ever had one before, it's impossible to steer when this thing is engaged. I have greasable bolts on the front suspension, makes it really easy to keep everything maintained. Running stock shafts. I have Offroad Design sway bar disconnects. It really helped with the lift and the ride, also keeping the geometry where it needs to be, but they're easy to disconnect and push the bar up out of the way when you're wheeling. Extended brake lines. The front shocks, have built some extended shock mounts back probably 10 plus years ago, so I run a longer shock on the front end to get more droop and more compression. I'm building bump stop extensions in the shop right now to drop my bump stops down to prevent these tires from getting up into my wheel wells. Running 40 1350 Pro Comp MT2s. They've been a really great tire since this is a daily driver. They're quiet, they get great miles on the road, they're going to last a really long time. They already have 2 or 3 years of driving on them, so they're holding up great. American Racing, they're 4.5-inch backspacing, 17x9 Baja wheels, the first style wheel I had on this truck 15 years ago. So that's been fun to keep this classic style going. Has a 1-inch Offroad Design body lift to help clear the 40s. As you can see there, the front fenders have been reshaped. It's hard to tell, but way back in the day before these were all bent up and worn out, the stock fenders, we cut a triangle. Had a metalworker friend of ours cut a triangle out of the fender, pulled it all back, and then re-welded and remolded the lip into it. Worked out really well. Unfortunately, all of the body panels were from across the ocean, so the steel is not nearly as thick as factory, but it works out okay. Right now the steering box and pump are AGR high performance replacements, so that could be why I've still been able to daily drive it with 40s and get around without any problems at all. Coming around the back, I had the exhaust coming out the sides at a 90-degree angle in the past, but had the exhaust run back straight to keep from hanging up the exhaust when I'm dropping off a ledge or climbing over larger boulders like I've done in the past. The rear axle is a full float GM 14 bolt, which I'm sure all of you have seen before. I did a U-bolt flip kit to put the mounting plate on top to keep the U-bolts from sticking down and catching onto things. Shock mounts are all welded up high to keep everything nice and clean in case we ever scrape. In the future I would love to shave off the 14 bolt, but right now I just don't have the time or want to go that in depth on the axle yet, because I don't wheel this truck very often. Trying to go through a lot of things and get it ready to go four-wheeling again. It's been a long time. I'm looking forward to getting it back on the trail. Drivetrain, running a 400 small block Chevy, Bordeaux 6.0. Edelbrock Performer intake, regular Holly 750, roller rockers, a good torque cam, some cast iron World Sportsman 2 heads. It runs extremely strong, lots of torque. Back in the day, we had 35s in this thing. When you put it in 4 low and you floored it, you were able to spin all 4 tires. Running a 700R4 transmission swapped in. Deep oil pan, extra capacity. This really comes in handy when you're climbing. Stock drive shafts, MP203 full-time transfer case. It's converted to part-time with a mile marker kit. Have some off-road design HD shackles on the front suspension. Gives you that extra 1/4 inch of lift and also strengthens the extremely flimsy stock shackles. So that's it, pretty simple build. Oh, also 5/3/8 gears, of course, in the rear axle. Gonna run a Detroit in the rear, so it's fully locked up. This truck was built to be a daily driver. It's all restored to be in classic shape. So it's kind of a sleeper. I have holes in the front frame right behind the stock bumper that I put D-rings into for tow points when we're out wheeling. Purchasing materials to build rock sliders from the front fenders to the back quarter panels to protect the sheet metal better. And once the hydraulic steering is installed, we should be ready to go. It's surprising where this Suburban will go. The long wheelbase comes in handy in a lot of situations, and I have never been wheeling with it on anything bigger than 37s, so I look forward to seeing how well it does with 40s and the adequate gearing. Hope you guys are doing great. We'll have some more updates on the Cherokee project and some other vehicles, and hopefully get to go wheeling in the next month or two. Y'all take care. See ya.